What up, guys? How we doing? Sorry to keep you hanging. I was trying to find something, trying to figure out how to do this call-in feature. Like I said, I was gonna focus on. Welcome back, folks. Appreciate you hopping in here. We already have 91 people, and I just went live, so just again, really appreciate it, the support and everything. I have to address a rumor that came up. I don't know why it continues to keep coming up, but I already addressed it on Facebook and Twitter, but I'll say it. I'm not leaving Downtown Rams. I'm not leaving any projects I'm doing. This is a separate YouTube channel, and maybe at some point down the line, we'll merge this YouTube channel and Downtown Rams or something along that line. But I'm not quitting. I don't quit. That's not something that I know of. So just wanted to address that rumor. How we all doing? There we go. Yeah, I appreciate you guys waiting. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. For the life of me, I don't know how to do it. If anyone does know how to do it, for the call-in feature, I was trying to get Google Voice, that wasn't working. Was trying to get Zoom, that really didn't work that well. So I figured we would do Discord, but I don't know how to get my Discord, like your Discord audio. If you talk to me, I don't know how to get that splashed back onto the show. So that was my issue there. That's why it took so long. Um, Also, I got a new tripod and I'm setting that up, but you don't care about that. You never see that, so why would you? All right, so let's go back here. What's up, Masanori? How we doing, David? Chantry, hello. Um, Rams House, what's good? Lionel, how we doing? Let's see. Eric, what's up? What's up, Mike? Wendell, how we doing? How is everybody? We good? We're almost Friday, right? I'm up in the air whether or not Friday's going to be my off day or not. I mean, going 24/7 is pretty hard. Um, what's up, Frankie? How we doing? Pretty good Thursday night, hanging out with you guys. Can't complain. Get some lighting. There's a lot of lighting. If I could show it to you guys. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. So, John Johnson, because I don't just do clickbait, right? I actually, I bring the pain. I come with facts. I bring analysis. John Johnson went on Instagram today live, and he flat out said the Rams fired him on his off day. Um, it's really unfortunate, but I mean, they didn't fire him. What ended up happening is he is a free agent, and basically the Rams are saying we're not going to retain you. Test free agency. Now, I've said this for a while. Uh, for a while, I've said it multiple streams. You guys know, I didn't think he'd be back. And I was really just trying to explain that to you guys because I know a lot of you are like, I love John Johnson. I love him too. Appreciate him. But when you look at, you know, what has happened in the past, history really repeats itself and the Rams don't sign safeties. Go back and look. Mo Alexander cut. LaMarcus Joyner, he goes to the Raiders. Rodney McLeod goes to the Eagles. TJ McDonald. I mean, they don't Adam Archuleta, OJ Atagwe. The Rams in general are notorious for not signing safeties. They just don't do it. Um so they drafted two guys, Jordan Fuller and Terrell Burgess, in this past draft. And to be honest with you, I'm feeling pretty good overall. Looking at this secondary. First off, you get some very, very, very needed, contribution and experience out of Nick Scott. Not only was Nick Scott playing, it seemed like half snaps in the game. I mean, half of the snaps I think Nick Scott was in towards the end of the year. That's huge. You're getting him playoff experience. This is a guy that was drafted in the 7th round at Penn State. Really, only ever was expected to be a special teamer. But he has really balled out, and I know. Trust me, I get the Jalen Ramsey play where there's miscommunication. He gets in his way. Devontae Adams scores. I get that. But Nick Scott really showed up for me this year. I think that's an underrated storyline. Nick Scott has improved. Then you have Taylor Rapp. And, Taylor Rapp is somebody that I don't know what happened to him in regards to his injury. I thought he had a stinger, and then all of a sudden he was out for 6 weeks and then didn't come back. So, I mean, I don't really know what's going on with that. But, they have Taylor Rapp, a second round pick. They have Terrell Burgess, who you guys know I love. If you're interested, Alexis and I did an interview. And you know what? I might even put the interview up. I might re upload it to this channel. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'm considering re-uploading a bunch of interviews on this channel to give everyone, a look at them. But at the end of the day, Terrell Burgess, what can you say about him? He comes from Utah. He's the guy that can really bring it around the line of scrimmage, operates well, but he's great in coverage. He's physical, and I know him as a person, and I can tell you right now, at least from what I've heard, he's talked to me twice because we talked to him before he became a Ram, and then after he came back on our show. He's a great, great, great dude. You just get really positive vibes out of him, and obviously, his season goes down, due to that awful injury. So he'll be back and hungry. And then you have Jordan Fuller, somebody that they really obviously like a lot. A scouting director there who never gives out first round grades, gave him a first round grade. The building was really booming when they got Jordan Fuller, and they were not surprised with the contributions he made as a sixth rounder. And then they have guys like J.R. Reed, and I think J.R. Reed is he's a rookie that they were able to pick up, and they like him a lot. So they like their secondary depth, and they're expecting to get back Darius Williams, I would imagine. So, I mean, this secondary is going to look a little different, obviously. I don't think Troy Hill will be back and John Johnson will be back, but they can replace those guys. Now, John Johnson has done a fantastic job at basically quarterbacking the defense. He was the one taking the signals last year, he was the one taking the signals this year. He's a very, very key contributor. But the fact that, they drafted three safeties in the last two drafts really speaks volumes to the fact that they were preparing for this moment and they were ready for it. So you have to give them credit for doing that. Of course, not to be the bearer of bad news, but John Johnson would very much be in play to be re signed if Jerry Goff wasn't getting so much money and the Rams weren't salary cap strapped. I'm just telling you like it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, Canada Dry makes a return. I'm gonna turn into a can of Canada Dry with how much I drink it, but also if you find any like funny screen caps with my Canada Dry, or I do something that cracks you up, feel free to screen cap it and throw it my way. At me on Twitter, and I'll retweet it. I love interaction with you guys. It's fun. I need a beer. I you know I understand people drink on camera, but I never know who's watching. And so if it's like, I don't know, some people are old school like that. They don't really like that, like the consumption of alcohol on a stream. Just like they don't really like, what is it? I was saying it the other day, tank tops. So, those are two things. But yeah, that's that. Thank you. Love the helmet. It is beautiful. You can get yours on Amazon for 140 bucks. It's worth it. Um, let's see here. Wow, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up. I mean, we've hit like a level of the comments where I can't even keep up with you guys. Like if I tried to keep up, it would be the entirety of the show. So I'm going to do my best to, point out things that I see, but if I don't get to your comment, I do apologize. Like it has gotten I am so very thankful for it, but it's gotten to the point where I can't keep up with everyone's comments. Um yeah, Robert, that's how I am. I'm true to my audience. Exactly. I'm not gonna, be someone that I'm not. Ramsey fined for tampering. He won't be fined. That's tampering is so not a big deal in the NFL. It's just not. I could put slow mode on. Maybe I should. I was trying to avoid that because I don't know. It's like I don't want to limit you guys if you guys have stuff to say. You know what I mean? How's this stream looking so far? I found out I was streaming on 1080p last time, and so I was dropping frames, and I don't see them dropping any frames. I'm streaming on 720 output, so just do what you're comfortable with, Jake. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, NFL does not care about tampering. It's the NBA that cares. Although, do they really care? No. Uh, the NFL used to care about tampering. Okay, so yeah, the NFL definitely did. They suspended a few teams' picks, but it's not really players. Like the NBA is more about players. It's a player driven league. The NFL is more of a coaches driven league. So I think it's the coaches that can't say anything, but the players are open to do whatever. Man, did I miss the long awaited hire, special team hire talk. Jake has been calling for all. Yeah, days. If you know me, I have been dying for a new special teams coordinator. Look, John Bonamego, he's been through hell and back. He's a cancer survivor. He's probably a great person, and he's still a Ram. So I'm not gonna like absolutely trash the guy. But the fact of the matter is that the Rams got better today. They just simply did. Look, his special teams unit wasn't cutting it. And I'm not gonna. Actually, I will. I'll get into the stats. I actually compiled all of the DVOAs for the special team coordinators. So if you guys are ready for this way I can rank them, give it to you guys. Let me just find it real quick. But I did go through and do that. Let's see here. Where is it? I'm looking. Okay. So Bonamego's special teams DVOA. So basically where his special teams ranked every year in the league. In 2002 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they were 18th. Green Bay, they were 13th in 2003. 2004, they were 14th. 2005, they were 30th. 2006, he goes to the Saints and they're 14th. 2007, his special teams unit was 25th with the Saints. Then he goes to Miami. 2008, he's 29th. 2009, he has his ninth, so a top 10 special teams unit in 2009. 2010, Miami goes back down to 29. He takes a year off from coaching. Actually, from being a special teams coordinator, he's an assistant coach. In 2012, he goes to Jacksonville and is 25th. In 2013, with Detroit, he's 20th. In Detroit for 2014, he's 31st. He then moves on and gets a head coaching job with Central Michigan. And then he comes back to the NFL in 2019 to come back to Detroit as the 10th special teams unit. And then with the Rams, they finished 30th in the league. So that is that. Now, are you guys interested in the special teams coordinator now? I actually compiled that. Uh, Joe Joe De Camillus or Camillus, I don't know. Joe De Camillus, I think his name is. So Joe De Camillus is the special teams coordinator for the Rams now. They got him over from Jacksonville, and I'll read you his DVOA. 2009 with Dallas 14th, 2010 with Dallas 15th, 2011 with Dallas 25th, 2012 with Dallas 15th, Chicago in 2013 11th, Chicago in 2014 25th. He went to Denver, ended up winning a Super Bowl with Denver. 2015 they were 14th, 2016 they were 24th, Jacksonville they were 24th in 2017, and then 2018 and 2019 he saw some success there. 2018 fourth, 2019 sixth, and then this past season he had the 20th special teams unit, or sorry, the 18th special teams unit in 2020. So that is your special teams coordinator in a nutshell, the new one versus the old one. The new one is very similar to Jeff Fisher, honestly. I think more like average production, but he's well respected. With Bonamego, it just he had a couple huge seasons, like getting in the top 10, but for the most part, his special teams unit wasn't really much of a factor. Yeah, it's definitely a big upgrade. You'd rather go from like 30th to 18th is huge, especially in the NFL. Michael King, that's my guy right there. Yeah, so he says, please tell the chat folks how we can acquire Watson in trade by first moving Goff to the Colts. So Michael and I are pretty good friends, pretty close friends. We've been talking for a while. I met him on Facebook, just a big fan of my content, and then we started shooting the what, and now we're really good friends. But we were talking about this earlier today, and we've been talking about it for a while. Um, with the Colts have like 67 million in cap space. Philip Rivers is retiring. So now you just have Jake Eason. Jacoby Brissett is also going to be a free agent. So what Michael and I proposed is that, you know, you have a guy in Jared Goff that you hold on to for 2 years, is kind of a mercenary, right? His biggest thing is he needs offensive line protection. He needs a running back. He needs obviously weapons, and he needs an offensive, a game plan. Well, Frank Reich did wonders for Carson Wentz, and look at where Carson Wentz went after Frank Reich left Philly. So say you trade Jared Goff to the Colts, he's getting Jonathan Taylor, Naeem Hines, he's getting Michael Pittman, he's getting T.Y. Hilton. They also have a ton of cap space, so they can, eat up 22 million or what have you, and then go out and get him a weapon in free agency, maybe a Will Fuller to stretch the field, and then on top of that, he's got an offensive line that's stacked. And one of those, highlighted by, of course, Quentin Williams. Or not Quentin Williams. Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson. So that's kind of where we're at on that, because if the Rams were to, say, get a first round or, a second and a third, they could package that to get into the first round this year. And the Texans reportedly just want 3 first-round picks. So if they're looking for 3 first-round picks, you just have to get in the first round, trade this year's first round, next year's first round, and the year after that for Deshaun Watson, and then maybe, a player, and then you should be able to acquire him. You don't have to trade Goff to the Texans. That's the problem. That's the common misconception that people are having, is that you need to trade Jared Goff straight up for Deshaun Watson with picks. That's not the case. And honestly, that might be the only way you can't do it. And I would also say this, okay? Jared Goff has an overrated contract. It's not anywhere near as bad as people think. It's not good for the Rams, but as far as moving his contract, it's relatively easy. It's a lot easier than people give it credit for. If they say trade him before June 1st, they will accumulate a $22 million cap penalty. Now, you may think $22 million, that's a lot, but it's really not. Because when you think about how much money it would have been, say 65 million, a year ago, could be a lot worse. And here's another thing for you. The Rams ate about 30 plus million with Todd Gurley, and basically they said we'll eat $30 million if Brandon Cooks, we trade him away for a second round pick, and we literally don't allow Todd Gurley to play on our team. So they were willing to eat over $30 million to not have Todd Gurley play a down for the Rams and to get Brandon Cooks away for a second round pick. You don't think that they'll eat 22 for Jared Goff? They absolutely would. And yeah, exactly. Goff's contract isn't that bad. The problem is, folks, is that we have a lot of people in the media, and I'm not just trashing the media, but there's certain people in the media that are spewing this nonsense that Jared Goff's contract is just, it's putting them in cap hell, and that the Rams can never get out of it, and they're stuck with him until 2023. I actually succumbed to that belief, and then I really looked into it myself, and I was like, wait a minute. June 1st is the date. If they get rid of him via trade before that, it's $22 million cap penalty. After that, it's $8 million. So if, say they were to trade him after, say, June 2nd, you trade Jared Goff June 2nd and you only eat $8 million of his contract this year. Yeah, cough, cough, Nick Wright. If you guys have been following since the inception of this channel, I definitely have given Nick Wright an earful with my videos. They didn't fire John Johnson. That's what he said. But they just told him basically that he can pursue, free agency head on because, they don't plan on retaining him. And I saw somebody comment Samson Ibukam as well. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that, but you know. Well, and that's the thing, folks. The common misconception is that, people on TV know more than you. And that's just not true. Not necessarily true. Sometimes it can be, but just because someone's on TV doesn't mean they know more about your team than you do. And so when you get all upset, like they're trashing the Rams, keep this in mind. They don't watch the Rams like you do. They don't have that preparation like you do. Just like, I mean, I'm sure you probably have teams that you don't watch that they watch. It all goes hand in hand. Like for me, I love the league. So I watch all the games. This is actually something that many people don't know about me. Um, People closer know about me. So if I miss any games during the week, I watch them. I rewatch them all. So I watch every game of the year with Game Pass. I rewatch it all because I don't feel like I can make a common. I can't say anything about a team if I haven't seen them. Does that make sense? I don't think that's fair for me to talk about somebody's Ravens if I don't watch the Ravens. I don't think it's fair for me to have an opinion about the Patriots if I don't watch the Patriots. So I try to, stay in touch with all the teams, and that way I have an idea of what's going on. And when I see things like the Bears, how they don't know how to use Eddie Jackson because Vic Fangio's gone, and they use Eddie Jackson, in the box instead of using him as a single high safety and using his range to be able to shut down both sides of the field, that pisses me off. I hate nothing is more annoying than seeing these phenomenal players get put in position and not win. I mean, nothing pissed me off more than watching, Chip Kelly. I mean, do you guys remember Chip Kelly when he came in the league and he's like, "Well, it's my system and this guy's this, and this guy and he doesn't fit my system and he doesn't." And it's like if you're not fitting your system around like your players and you're not putting your players into a position to succeed, then you're the issue. Hate to break it to you, but that's the case. Um, so yeah, kind of going off on a tangent there. I love the whole league and I watch every team. Um, let's see here. So the problem is we're paying three people quarterback type money on our roster. Goff, Donald, Ramsey all make top tier money. No, absolutely, Michael, you hit it on the head. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't. The cap is only so much. You can't afford to continue paying, three quarterback, essentially three quarterbacks on the roster, and then be able to get John Johnson back. It's just you're not going to be able to. So at the end of the day, though, I look at it as it's really cool because we don't even realize, as Rams fans, we don't even realize how lucky we are to have Stan Kroenke as our owner. And St. Louis fans, I know you're going to be really upset, but if you're still a Rams fan, you have to hear me out right now. Stan Kroenke does not care about money. He doesn't. He cares about money, yes, but he doesn't care about it in the scheme of the Rams. So that's why when the Rams are able to let these guys go, they're eating all that dead money. It's not just cap space, folks. That's actual money that they're just eating. You know? Like that is money that they have to pay out and they're basically burning. And that is because Stan Kroenke doesn't actually care. Stan Kroenke doesn't get in the way of winning. That's what I want my owner to be. So, what I will say is you go over to the other side of LA, or rather, the other locker room in SoFi, and you look at Dean Spanos, he's the opposite. Didn't want to build his own stadium. He wanted the NFL to give it to him. He wanted to basically rent out this, he not really pay rent, but the whole thing with Stan Kroenke. And look, they don't pay their players. There's a reason Philip Rivers was pissed when he left. There's a reason why Eric Weddle left and he was furious. And I'm sorry for the Chargers fans that are in this comment section, but I'm sure some of you agree with me. Dean Spanos doesn't want to spend that money. Kroenke will spend that money. He will absolutely spend the money because he cares about winning, and Dean Spanos does not. Let's go over the Raiders. Mark Davis. How in God's green earth do you justify trading away Khalil Mack? When they did, that was asinine. I don't care what they got in return. That is asinine. It's friggin' asinine. And the fact that they did it is because they refuse to pay players. They will not pay a Khalil Mack. It's like, what is your goal? If you're trying to win a Super Bowl, but you won't spend the money, sorry, you have to spend money to make money. We all know that. It's like me right now. So I'm doing a live stream I have, all this crazy equipment. I don't even know how much it's all costed. But I can tell you right now, this MacBook that you're seeing is about $3,000. So just put that into perspective. My camera's about $300 to $400. My microphone's a lot. All sorts of equipment that I'm using, this helmet, all of that, what have you. This space that I leased with my cousin. Now, just imagine this. I had to spend money to make money, and not even just make money, but to finally have a platform where people are looking at me and thinking, wow, that's actually good quality content. If you don't spend the money, you're not going to make it. And so it infuriates me watching around the league how there's these owners that literally don't care about winning. They won't spend the money. And so, then you get complacency. And then you get these great fans that pour their heart and soul into their team. They spend $300 on a goddamn jersey. And at the end of the day, what do you get from it? Nothing. Your team doesn't even want to compete. The players do, but the owner doesn't. So, as I went off on that tangent, yes, I'm okay. I'm not mad. My point is that Stan Kroenke cares. He wants to win. You can hate him for moving the team from St. Louis, and if you're a St. Louis fan, you absolutely deserve to. I have no issue with you hating him for that reason, but you have to love him for another reason. It's the fact that the Rams are only able to put themselves in a position to get Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters and Jalen Ramsey and Todd Gurley and Brandon Cooks because they will pay money. And if they screw up, they'll eat that money and they'll figure it out again. There's no, oh, we have Aaron Donald, we're not going to pay him. It was never a matter of paying. It was all about framework of the deal. It was about coming to an agreement. Aaron Donald originally wanted a third-year opt-out, and the Rams eventually negotiated to get the third-year opt-out out of it. So that's my point, is that the Rams aren't afraid to pay their players. The Raiders literally wouldn't pay Khalil Mack. They didn't trade him away because he was a head case. It's not like he turned into Antonio Brown. They literally traded him away because they didn't want to pay him. Like, what is your goal? So, yeah, I went off on a tangent there, but that is my point, is that you need to realize that this is only possible, and we take this for granted, but if Stan Kroenke won't spend that money, we're not even able to talk about this Jared Goff trade because Stan Kroenke wouldn't even allow it. But the fact that Stan Kroenke has allowed the Rams to move on from guys like Tavon Austin and guys like Alec Ogletree, maybe players that they paid too early, maybe players that they shouldn't have paid at all. Todd Gurley with the arthritic knee, Brandon Cooks. I mean, the fact that they're even able to do that is a testament to the fact that Stan Kroenke opens up his wallet. It's that simple. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, and by the way, I mean, I'll just say this. I think it's really rich, though, how the Raiders ended up potentially winning that trade because, and it's weird because the way they did, they got like Max Crosby, who I think is honestly better than the first rounder they got in Cleveland Farrell. And like the Bears got absolutely, like, so they got Khalil Mack. Don't get me wrong, he's been awesome. But like the Bears have drafted so poorly. And keep in mind that 1 year where they only had like a third round pick, they picked a running back. Like, and they had like 10 tight ends on the roster. They just drafted another one, Cole Kmet. Yeah, end zone views so we can see routes receivers are running. That'd be awesome. Imagine just showing it all in all 22. That'd be incredible. There's a reason they don't do that. Because if they did that, you wouldn't pay the $100 to see it. Here's the thing. The NFL at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist or any of that, but I'm just gonna tell you like it is. They're a business. They want to make money. So, if they knew that it would help fan engagement to make it an all 22, footage and show the whole field, they would do it, but they would charge you, and that's what they're doing with the Game Pass. When people ask me, where did you get that film from? With the Green Bay Packers breakdown, I got it from Game Pass because NFL is charging, however, X amount of dollars a month or a year for people to subscribe. It is kind of mind boggling, though, to me, when you look at their platform. It's like the NFL is a business. Wouldn't you want to, get your word out there? It's really funny how they don't want to get their word out there or whatever because they're so focused on their monopoly with what is it, DirecTV. So yeah, they have that DirecTV monopoly with the whole Sunday ticket. And by the way, I used to be able to get Sunday ticket um from my house. Like and I didn't have DirecTV, I'd be able to get it on the PlayStation. I mean, the quality was terrible, but I was able to get it. And then this year they decided, no, we're not going to do that. You have to be a student in order to do it. So I don't know. They don't have their priorities straight. I mean, imagine this. You sit down, it's NFL Sunday, it's opening day, and all of a sudden you look and there's two games on TV. Two. Literally two. Wow, what an opening day. I get to see highlights of teams. I get two games on Fox and CBS. We can't get a game on ABC for whatever reason. We can't get a game on TBS. Yet March Madness, there's all sorts of games. I think there's 8 games at once on all different channels. True TV even has March Madness on. See, that's the problem with the NFL. I love the NFL, but they're very greedy. If they, I mean, the viewership is already amazing. Can you imagine if they opened up the viewership more and they added another game, a nationally televised game to ABC, TBS, and True TV or something along those lines, TNT? They could do it. Tell me they can't. They'd make more money too. That's the funny thing. Also, the NBA TV deal. How do you think they're able to pay all those players, all those supermax contracts? It's because the NBA TV deal with ESPN and ABC and TNT. What's up, Annie? How we doing? They're on Spike TV as well. I didn't know that. Mm, yeah, hindsight's 2020 though. Fire stick free NFL. Um, hmm. Cronky spends the money, love it. We need to get a ring ASAP. Paying someone for a job and not even letting them finish because it isn't a good job. Um, Goff is not AD. Oh no, I know. I wasn't saying Goff's AD. Cronky ready to move on from Goff. Cronky will do whatever it takes to win, I think. My opinion on hiring Raheem Morris, I love it. I'm all for it. I kind of talked myself into it, but it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. You're getting a guy that has offensive experience from 2019, whether it's a cup of coffee in the league on offense, I don't really care. He's going to be able to see, from being a passing game coordinator and a wide receivers coach, he's going to see the game differently than just a guy that's been a defensive coordinator his whole life, you know? Speaking of the media, what's your opinion of Colin Cowherd? So I had a job about 3 years ago working in commercial trucking and toll management. And every single day, like I did data entry and what have you, and I'd listen to Colin Cowherd, and I loved listening to Colin Cowherd, and I felt like, I couldn't wait to turn it on to hear what he was saying about the Rams. Keep in mind, during that time, I still had Downtown Rams, but I just enjoyed listening to him talk about them. So, after a while, I got a job in a call center where I wasn't actually able to, be actively listening to, the radio because I'm talking on the phone and all that. Um, but I see Colin every now and then, and I gotta tell you, I feel like he's gone a little bit downhill. I'm a fan of what he brings to the table, and I think I do have some influence from him. I think he's one of the people that influenced me. Um, but the thing is with Colin Cowherd is that he strategically plants how he wants to, like he plants these seeds to go back to. So like for instance, he was a huge LeBron James guy, right? When he was friends with Maverick Carter. And then all of a sudden like he started talking about LeBron James negatively, And then I think Maverick Carter got sick of him, so like he stopped texting him or whatever. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing more bashing of LeBron James now that they weren't like buddy buddy anymore. Um, Another one, Baker Mayfield. The Baker Mayfield thing is ridiculous. Backward hat guy. I mean, look, I'm not a backwards hat guy on camera. I wear it forward or whatever, but I don't see a difference. I mean, I could wear it backward. I don't think anybody would think less of me. Maybe they would. I don't know. But that whole thing with Colin Cowherd and Baker Mayfield is ridiculous. His whole thing with the Steelers fans was kind of ridiculous. How he was smoking a cigar and saying "I told you so" after they lost. I don't know. I think Colin is way better than like Skip Bayless. Um, but I do feel like he can be a lot better, and he's hurt himself over the years. I'll say that. Let's see. Aikman likes golf, man. Yep, there the cough is still there. Not even the cough, it's just more clearing my throat. What's up, Nathan? How we doing? Oh yeah, Terry Bradshaw does not like Jared Goff. Yeah, I noticed that pretty quickly. He was saying to trade, immediately get rid of him. Skip is just depressed because he is a Cowboys fan. Colin just drools on air, literally. Only athlete who can rock a backwards hat is Ken Griffey Jr. Changed my mind. All right, you won that. Love Ken Griffey Jr. Think about this: if you take a guy, in sports, and you say like anybody that had injuries, and you say you no longer have any injuries, so you get to play your career over again without any injuries. If you did that with Ken Griffey Jr., he's the greatest baseball player to ever live. The only thing that held back Ken Griffey Jr. was his injuries. Had the sweetest swing. He had great range in the outfield. I mean, he's a five-tool player. Could steal bases. I hate injuries, man. I hate it for him. I hate it for, Theismann. I hate it for Alex Smith. I hate it for Denari Alexander, a Ram that I loved watching in St. Louis. Injuries suck. They really do. Here's one for my Lakers fans out there. Do you guys remember when Xavier Henry was killing it and then he tore his ACL and was never the same? Hate injuries. I can't stress that enough. I hate them. Who knows if John Wolford doesn't get injured? I mean, then again, if there's no injuries, that means Jared Goff never, gives up the spot with John Wolford, and we're not even talking about this. I'm not saying I'm wishing Goff hurt or anything like that, but you know what I mean. Mike Trout, the GOAT. Mike Trout's awesome. Oh, he's phenomenal. Everyone who says Goff for Watson is delusional. Get this in your head. You can't trade a lot of mediocrity of trash for a good player. Lakers in 5. Bynum injury. Oh, Bynum. Yeah, Andrew Bynum. That's a good one. What do I think of Joe Barry going to the Chargers? So that's an interesting play there. I was a little shocked, but I get it. Joe Barry was in contention for the defensive coordinator job not only this year but last year, and I think he probably was ready to move on. I think he's coached with the Chargers before, but I don't know. I think Joe Burrow's trajectory is lower now that he was hurt. I'm hoping not, man. I love Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is awesome. Hey guys, you ever see what movie was it? I'm trying to think. I was about to say something and I completely forgot. Oh, have you guys ever seen A Knight's Tale? All sorts of crazy good actors in that. Heath Ledger, rest in peace. Um, A Knight's Tale. Heath Ledger in that movie looks exactly like Justin Herbert. Tell me he doesn't. Tell me I'm wrong. Staley's been poaching McVay's assistant coaches. Jake and tried for a couple more, do you think he? I don't think there was a rift at all between him and McVay. I just think McVay is tired of getting all his coaches poached. You remember Brandon Malamaliuna? Absolutely, loved him. In like what was it, two ESPN 2K football 2K5 whatever NFL 2K5. He was such a beast in that game. But I watched him obviously on TV, and then he went to the Chargers. I think there were that's the thing that pissed me off. There were guys back then I think that probably would have been contributors in Sean McVay's offense. Like I honestly think Brandon Gibson could have done what Josh Reynolds did for this offense. Laurent Robinson, um, Stemmy Bailey. I think Tavon Austin in the 2018 offense, I think could have done something. Tavon Austin's biggest issue is learning the playbook. I think it just always was really hard for him, and I don't think he ever stopped thinking. He didn't just play the game; he was always thinking. You know, Brian Quick is another one. Yeah, Brian Quick. People forget when Austin Davis was the quarterback. Brian Quick was turning into a monster. He was turning into Alshon Jeffrey, which is ironic because Alshon Jeffrey's who I wanted them to pick to begin with. Donnie Avery, loved him. I love Donnie Avery. Absolutely love Donnie Avery. When I went to the Patriots Rams game when Matt Castle was the starting quarterback, Donnie Avery caught a pass like right out in front of me. It was a huge bomb from Mark Bulger, and yeah, no, he had like what 681 yards that year, which was really good on that team because that team was atrocious. Marty Gilliard, Austin Pettis. Denari Alexander, okay, hear me out. Denari Alexander was low key going to be the next Randy Moss if he didn't have like 8 knee operations. Talk about a guy with no injuries. If there were no injuries, we're still talking about Denari Alexander. I loved Zach Stacy. You guys remember Keenan Burton from Kentucky? They drafted. He was going to break out. Yeah, Donnie Avery. Can you imagine Donnie Avery in a Sean McVay offense? I know. And he hurt his knee in a meaningless game. Stedman Bailey's really unfortunate because Stedman Bailey didn't really have a choice. No team would sign him. He tried to play so badly. I mean, I talked to Stedman, and I remember I messaged him on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I asked him, like, if he would be coming back, and, he said he wanted to come back. He wanted to come back and play for the Rams, but, they wouldn't let him play because the whole, gunshot wound to the head type of deal. Henry Allard. I really liked Alec Ogletree. My memory of him is I was at the Rams Jets game. It was Bryce Petty versus Case Keenum. And it was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my entire life. But at the end, Bryce Petty threw an interception that sealed the deal, and it went to Alec Ogletree. Oh, yeah, I'm a huge Mariota fan. I was really excited to see him play. Mike Mularkey killed him. And the reason I say that is because everyone turned on Marcus Mariota, but they don't realize that he had like some crazy, it was like 42 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in the red zone. Dual threat quarterback. He's exactly what you wanted, but here's the problem. He was so banged up and Malarkey continued to play him, and it just, you could tell. It wore him down to the point where he couldn't fend off Ryan Tannehill. Oh yeah, Chris Givens in Buffalo, the coldest day of my entire life when the Rams played the Buffalo Bills in, I think, 2012. Chris Givens with the end around. He didn't get in the, although I think he got in the end zone. I thought he broke the plane, but they said no. And then they threw the touchdown to Brandon Gibson to win the game. Oh, Kevin Curtis. I got to get a Kevin Curtis jersey. He was one of my absolute favorites. Loved him. Sean McDonald catching the game winner against Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's cool because like I talked to some of these guys. Like Roland Williams has come on our show. He's a huge LA Rams fan. He lives out in LA and he had season tickets and everything. Him and his family are really Rams fans. So it's cool. I love seeing it. Victor Adianju, friend of the show. Yeah. Special teams. I mean, I like him more than who they already had. I would have preferred never getting rid of Bones to begin with, but it's a good step in the right direction. Yeah, Pettis was huge in the Buffalo game. It was really sad. Pettis's demise was really in the Eagles game in 2014, where well, here's the funny thing. So Austin Davis outplayed Nick Foles, and Nick Foles fumbled the ball and gave the Rams a position. They put them in position to potentially come back and win. They were down 28-7. They came back and almost won the game because of Nick Foles. So the Rams, oh, well, we got this huge performance out of Austin Davis in 2014. And Nick Foles almost gave us the game. But yeah, let's trade Sam Bradford for Nick Foles so we only get a second rounder instead of a first rounder. Yeah, that was annoying. I love Steven Jackson. I mean, if you're a Rams fan, you have to love Steven Jackson. Jeff Fisher. OJ Atog. I loved OJ Atogwe. Oshimago. Jason Brown. I remember him. The center. Jacob Bell. Yeah, Greg Salas got traded for like, well, at the time, I mean, he got traded like it was 3 drafts later for a seventh rounder to New England. I always thought he would be a monster on New England. I think Joe Barry is a good fit for the Chargers. It is going to be interesting. He hasn't been in that type of role since his days in Washington, but we'll see. Drew Bennett, oh Lord, put that up there with the Jared Cook signing. Although Jared Cook signing was better. Sammy Watkins. So I was actually at a funeral, and I was walking back to the car, and I found out the Rams traded my guy EJ Gaines and a second rounder for Sammy Watkins. Oh, Lawrence Phillips, yeah. Name a more underrated Ram than Coy Bacon. I don't think you can. No one talks about that, man. That dude was a stud. He was not. Coy Bacon wasn't overrated, unless you're talking about somebody else. Sammy Watkins, maybe. I mean, I always thought Sammy Watkins was overrated. I didn't like him in the draft. Tremaine Johnson, that 1 year he had 7 interceptions. Pretty crazy. Pisatino Isamoa, Adam Archuleta, Dre Bly. Hunnids, I kind of have the suspicion that John Johnson and Leonard Floyd will go to the Chargers. I said that earlier. I think 2 streams ago. Harvey Dahl, my man. Marty Gilliard was sad because like that man was so dedicated. I remember he said he went from like living out of his car to being a Ram, and it meant the world to him. Really bummed me out. I wanted him to be really good. Cortland Finnegan won you a game though, if you think about it. Got Joseph Morgan to spike the ball, and took the Redskins out of field goal range, and they tried it out the field goal unit anyway, and they missed, and the Rams won. It's like 30-27. Oh, James Laurinaitis, but he's not. I don't know if he's underrated. I mean, I think he's properly rated. People know how good he was. Corey Seager, Aeneas Williams, London Fletcher. Yeah, I mean, I had Tommy Polly on the podcast, and he said, was really bummed with the when they let go of London Fletcher. Not bummed, they were like pissed. Yeah, so just to recap, for the people that are joining in here, we discussed John Johnson, who is not going to be retained by the Rams. They basically told him, yeah, William Hayes, Trey Mason. So yeah, I mean, they basically told him that he's not going to be retained and all that. Um, so he went on Instagram and basically said the Rams fired him. Then we talked a little bit about the special teams coordinator, how he's an improvement, although he's still more like Jeff Fisher, like an average type of special teams coordinator if you look at his track record. I loved Tommy Polly. Joe Namath went to the Rams. Yeah, I actually found that out because I saw somebody wearing a Joe Namath jersey. Fun fact: when I was a kid, like a little kid, I told my dad, I was like, Joe Namath didn't play for the Rams; he played for the Jets. And my dad's like, no, he played like a season or two for the Rams. I think it was just a season. Yeah, so I definitely will make a list of free agents I want the Rams to go after. I think I'm gonna do a video where I just kind of break down how I want to approach the off season, and we'll go from there. Absolutely, CJ. I'm here for y'all. You know it. I actually didn't post this link anywhere. We have 162 people watching. It's pretty crazy. Oh my god. I'm reading like Twitter right now. It's like, yeah. I miss Corey Littleton too. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it. You guys never asked me who this jersey was. I wore a new one. What's up, Kellen? You guys have any guesses? I think it's pretty obvious what this jersey is if you've seen it before. It's a hockey sweater, but it's in THT. It's not THT. No, it's Connor McDavid. It is a Edmonton Oilers jersey. Pete Holohan's brother taught he was my journalism teacher. Fun fact. It's actually how I got Pete Holohan on the show. I love Terrell Burgess. Yeah, 97 is Connor McDavid. My favorite player on Edmonton is Leon Draisaitl. He wears 29, but I don't know. I was feeling this McDavid jersey because I like the colors. I don't know. I just grab a jersey and head out. I didn't wear this all day. I just put on for the show. I feel like it adds aesthetic since it's a sports channel. One is erased from NBA history. Who do you pick? Curry, Kobe, LeBron, MJ. I think people are going to be upset when I say this. Michael Jordan, because I'm tired of hearing how he's the GOAT. I would never erase LeBron because he's my favorite player. I would never erase Kobe because he's also my favorite player. They're like tied. And Steph Curry changed the game with the 3-point shot. So yeah, probably Jordan. And if the league wasn't as popular, oh well. Like I said, there's certain people in this chat that are gonna be furious. Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones. Yeah, Eric Crouch. That's a good one. You won a Heisman, I believe. For the new unis, I mean, I just want the yellow, man. I want all yellow. So many shoes in the world gone. Oh well. I'm not wearing Jordans, so I'd have shoes if you just did a Thanos snap of all the Jordan stuff. Yeah. Jack Youngblood. All yellow, blue numbers. I actually like the okay. All right, hold on a sec. I like the gradient because I think it's done well. But if I wouldn't want the gradient on an all yellow jersey, unless it was like blue, it was blue and white because I think they could pull that off. I have not, Frankie. Mark, I know. I mean, people will all the time they'll be like, "So you don't think MJ or Tom Brady are the GOAT?" And be like, "No, Rodgers and LeBron." I think what LeBron has done with being in the era he's playing in, I just think it's incredible. You could say the same thing with Tom Brady, absolutely. But the thing is, I've never questioned if LeBron James was the best player in the league. Tom Brady never feels like the best player in the league. Yeah, he's always considered the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers has the all-time greatest record for touchdown interception ratio, and I don't think that's ever going to get broken because he's just a monster. I doubt they will, unfortunately, but it would be cool if they wore St. Louis uniforms like one time. I hope Rodgers wins Sunday. I'm gonna laugh so hard if he does because I always have to hear how great Brady is. Kobe and Breeze, interesting. Yeah, the Rams are definitely gonna have new uniforms. I can confirm that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't meet Rogers. I probably should have gone up and shook his hand or something. But when I saw, appreciate you, Wendell. You take care. When I saw the Rams and Packers after that game, it was Rogers and Andrew Whitworth. I took a picture it's such an iconic picture for me because I literally was like from here to over there. Um, Rogers and Whitworth were right there, and I could see them, and it was like crazy. And I took a picture of them because they're two amazing, amazing talents. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be all yellow. Thank you for the follow, Frank. I just followed you back. hmm. Oh, PS5. Let me I'll put it in the chat because I know someone asked me what my thing is. That's definitely not it. Don't do that. There we go. Love the bone shirt, yellow pants. I love the bone. I really no, I really dig the bone. I'm for real. I'm not kidding. Ooh, 4 down votes. That's how you know we're growing, folks. You see those down votes, that means we're growing. Because the people that I'll tell you this right now, if you're trying to get into YouTube, trust me, I haven't made it or anything yet, but if you're trying to get into YouTube or you're trying to get into something, you're trying to, be an entrepreneur, what have you, the first people, the first group of people that come into your life and that give your thing a try and will listen to you or will watch you or will read what you have to say, they're your family, they're your friends, and they're nice people. They're people that came across you, and they are going to be nice people. When you start making it, you can tell because there'll be more people that hate on you because of your success and jealousy for what they do not have. I have never felt like that was more the truth than recently. Because when I first got in as a writer, it's like everybody was like, oh my God. It's like the honeymoon phase where it's like, oh my God, I love this guy. Like, he's so nice and everything. And then you have that phase where you start kind of like, okay, I'm obviously I don't think I'm like a superstar or anything or a celebrity, but like, I've grown a little bit and I've noticed there are people that just hate to hate. It's really interesting. It's clear. I mean, I don't know about you. On a Thursday night, this is what I do. I talk to a bunch of amazing fans that are so super passionate about their team. Um, that literally did not wait until the year ended to continue talking about this team and what they're going to do next year. So, yeah, let them hate. So that's what I have to say to that, There's not anywhere I'd rather be right now. I enjoy doing these streams and man, it was weird. I started out doing videos and then I love doing videos and I'll continue doing videos, but the streams are really, I think, my bread and butter because I don't feel limited at all. I feel like I can just say what I want and I don't really have people dropping out as much as I expected. Like when I go on my tangents, when I was talking about the NFL, like for the most part, I had people still tuned in and everything. So it's always pretty cool and I appreciate it. Um, and man, this platform is so dope. Like, I don't know if I'm stressing it enough, but it's so cool how people just keep coming in here and like, making conversation. I just love interaction and, I love content creation and all of that. So that's what makes the dream go. Here we go, Jake, getting big headed again. LMO, I'm playing. No, 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 no. You can tell I've gotten big headed when I'm like, be sure to donate below or I need money for my yacht, so you guys need to pay me. Like, Yeah, I'm not one of those guys. Like I firmly believe like if I had like $1 million, I wouldn't change at all. Like I wouldn't change the way I act. I'm my own person. Still gonna put in stupid amounts of work. Hey guys, guess when I left, guess what time I left the office yesterday? I'm really curious to know if anybody's gonna get this. So after I live streamed with you guys, I did the Trey Lance video. Guess what time I got home? 2 a.m. Yep, Eric 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Definitely 6 a.m. No, 3 a.m. and then I had work at 8 a.m. So I only got like what 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, whatever. Yeah, this is my life, folks. Rise and grind, right? I can sleep when I'm dead and cold. Trust me, when we get the futon in here, because we're gonna get a futon, pick it up at some point. That's gonna be a dangerous notion of me potentially just staying in the office. I mean, okay, so I had my. You guys have seen my home setup before if you've seen my older videos, but I when we got this office, when we leased this office, I decided to put all my equipment here. It's only a 10-minute drive from my home, and I just feel like with everything here, it's like I just leave it all here, and then I come back and I just bring my laptop with me, and we're good to go. Appreciate you, EL. Screen locked. You mean like what do you mean by that? Is your screen like what? I'm confused. No, I JJ's gone, Anthony. He said it on his Instagram. He's gone. He actually I shouldn't even say this cuz I'm not trying to get him in trouble for something he didn't do. And I know he did it by accident, but someone said, "Are you going to go follow Brandon Staley to the Chargers?" and he accidentally like highlighted the thing and he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that." So, okay, guys. Let's see if this thing will work cuz I was trying to get the Discord. First off, let's get people in the Discord. Let's do that. So we'll drop that link. I was trying to figure out how to. Well, you know what? Here, let's try something. Let's try getting Zoom going. And let's do a phone. Okay. I'm trying to set up call-ins on the fly. That's why if I'm quiet, if you're wondering why I'm quiet, that's why. Let's see what we got here. Zoom audio device. How to set up Zoom? Because I really want to be able to engage in another way. Like I do my best to do this, but I really want to get the call-ins going. I am serious about that. Man, the people. I know people were talking about really wanting to do the call-ins. I love hockey. The only problem of doing the live streams is that I miss all the hockey games, so I just rewatch the hockey games or the ones that I can. I don't watch them all like the NFL. But I try to watch as much as I can. Okay, let's see how we do this. Okay. I'm just trying to get into Streamlabs. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is how you do this and this." I just want to figure out how to do a Zoom call and link it to the Streamlabs so you guys can hear it. What is going on? Oh, guys, if you guys are interested, I don't know if you are, but at 3 a.m., which is when I left the office yesterday, but will not be when I leave the office today. Um, at 3 a.m., the WandaVision episode 3 is going to come out on Disney Plus. I don't know if you guys are interested in that, but I have been watching that. Pretty cool. I like Raheem Morris. I love him. I'm excited for him. What's good, Felix? How we doing? Trying to set this thing up on the fly is not easy. What it what is going on? Is this Streamlabs? Oh no, this is Zoom. I don't need We're not going to do video, but I'm trying to get the audio going. I'm trying to set this thing up for you guys. We got people calling in. Things are good. Okay. Do I win a sandwich because I guessed 3 a.m.? Yeah, WandaVision was very trippy. I'm not going to lie. Very, very trippy. By the way, keep in mind, folks, it's Sports Channel, sure, but it's also the Jake Ellenbogen channel. So if you guys have any questions, it's an Ask Me Anything, okay? Just going to be straight with you. It's always Ask Me Anything, as long as it's appropriate. You have to, like, ask me things, like, assuming your 4-year-old kid, if you don't have one, just assume your 4-year-old kid is watching this. Aaron Fuentes, you're getting pinned. That's a great comment. I can do it. What's going on? Why can't I do it? Come on now. There we go. You win a can of dry. Love it. The brand. Oh, boy. How to perfectly set. Okay. I'm trying to find. Does anybody know how to set up a Zoom audio? Like, just Zoom audio into Streamlabs? Because I'm trying to do this so I can give you the number to just call into. And I literally don't have the slightest clue how this will go. It could be an absolute mess. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is so frustrating. Because all of it is about, like, gaming, and I'm not gaming. So it's just annoying. Streamlabs OBS. Virtual webcam. What? Maybe I'll figure this out someday. Oh, awesome. We're up to 1,885 subscribers. Appreciate y'all. Oh, be sure, if you haven't already, to check out my Trey Lance video. Talked about him a lot yesterday. Don't even think I've said his name yet. I'm a big fan of Trey Lance. I'm personally going to say that I think the Rams should go after him and trade up and get him. But that's where I'm at right now. Still got 115 people in here. Wow. I probably said that when the thing was like 113. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, well, this has the potential to be awesome because I'm going to figure this out sometime. And let's see. Because then I'm going to figure this out and we're going to be able to do the calls. I tried to figure it out this time. I couldn't, and I ran out of time, and that's why we didn't do it. But I'm excited because I think there's a lot of potential with that. Actually, here's what I'll do. Okay, I'm gonna put the number in there. Okay, so I'm gonna put the number. You guys are gonna call in, and we'll see if we can get this work. Thank you, appreciate it. Game monetize has been awesome. We're making some dough. We do need a Super Bowl. I agree with that. Oop, not that. Okay. So don't make me regret this, but here's the number. Okay, that's the number to call me on Zoom, and we'll figure it out from there. Maybe first call, we'll go from there. I'm 2 for 2, William. This just the start of a great friendship. Then oh, thank you, Felix. Let's see. If anyone calls that number, drop a comment. But I'm gonna pin it. You can call it on a phone. You can call it in your Zoom. We'll see if we can hook this thing up. It's my goal. Anyone? Thought we were gonna go all the way. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to figure this out. It's but I need somebody to call in to see if we can do it. Accessibility. Why can't they make these things easy? It's pinned. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can install this thing and we'll see if it goes from there. Display scenes. Okay. Well, that's not going to work. Streamlabs will appear as okay. That's not going to work. Anyone? Any luck? No? You can't connect to it. Do you need a let me guess. Do you need a code extension? Chris Cortez, do you need an extension? Hmm. A pizza place answers? What? No way. Invalid me. Okay, do you need an extension though? Oh yeah, the code is 518. I'm calling about your car's extended warranty. You guys already know. If you know, you know. Oh, I see you, Frank. That looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Huh. Oh my lord. Hold the phone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is Trey an instant starter if the Rams don't draft him? Where will he go? Okay, so Trey Lance could start for the Rams day one. He could. But ideally, I think you'd want Wolford to start and be in like the mold of like Case Keenum, for instance. And then when he's ready, take over like Jared Goff did in 2016. Hopefully play better than Jared Goff did in 2016, but you know. Anybody hit that extension or am I losing my mind? Rams for life. Starting to wonder if I should sell merch since you guys love me so much. Probably not. I don't know who's gonna rock my JE logo on their chest. That's the question. I don't think that's a guarantee. The extension is 518. I don't know why I'm saying this. I should just type it. 518. Ugh. I forgot that coach's name. Joe D. Camillus, I think his name is. Totally forgot his name. For the life of me, I can't even remember. Oh, I got somebody. All right, I got Eric on. Let's see if we can patch you in somehow. Hang on, because I can't hear you at the moment. Let's see. Okay, not that audio test speaker. Ooh, is that? All right, I can hear you now. I don't know if they can hear you, but I can hear you. So if I was going to trade for Watson, what would be my offer for the Texans? Good question. Yeah, I mean, I think first off, we're assuming you're talking about as a Ram, right? Like with the Rams. Okay. So first off, I think you have to look at obviously offloading Jared Goff. You have to get him to another team. Um. So actually, let me see if I can turn this up because they're talk. Okay. So yeah, you have to try and get him to another team. And then try and recoup at least a second and a third or a first. One of those, I think one of those I would say, and then what you could do is you could go right to Houston and be like, all right, I got that first you asked for. Now I'll just send you two more in 2022 and 2023. And then if they ask for more, I mean, maybe I offer them like, I don't know, like a Havenstein or something. I'm not going to give them too much, but so it would be 3 firsts and Rob Havenstein, 3 firsts and Taylor Rapp. One of those I think might be able to get the job done. I think that's what I would do, Eric.
Going to the 49ers. Please, God, no. I'd rather have him just in Texas than go there. I would puke.
No, I hear you there.
Yeah, so I just figured I'd throw that out there. Now I'll give someone else a chance to call in. So thank you, man.
Absolutely, man. I figured out. Sorry, I'm blowing your eardrums. I figured out I had to turn up the gain when you're talking. I could turn it up like really high, and they can hear the whole thing. So if you actually want to ask the question over again, I could get that soundbite. You can be on the video.
Okay, so you want me to ask it again?
Yeah, just so they can hear, and I'll turn up the gain so they can hear. Now I figured it out.
Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. If the Rams were going to trade or put in an offer just to kind of see what the Texans would want, what would you offer for Deshaun Watson?
Appreciate you, my man. So that's what I was. That was what I was answering. Um, that is Eric. If anybody wants to call in, I'll do, let's say, 3 more call-ins, and then I'll call it a live stream for tonight. Eric, appreciate you. Let's do it again. You too, my man. All right, so a little bit of some modifications there. Obviously, I had to turn up the gain on my interface all the way, but you guys can hear it, so I guess it works. Um, okay. Okay, but I can't join the meeting. Keeps telling me it's invalid. Here, why don't we do something? Because it doesn't have to be a phone call. It's not. Okay. So what we can do is I'll invite you guys to a Zoom chat, just audio, and I'll just drop a link. First person that gets in, that's how we'll do it. And that way I can let you in when I want to let you in. I think we fixed it. I mean, it doesn't go right through, as simple, but this is what we're going to do, folks. This is the new era of the Jake Ellenbogen live stream. Hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. So yeah, you're gonna click that link. It might take you out of the live stream or whatever. Like it might take you out of like YouTube or whatever you're using. But yeah, you're gonna want to click that link. It's not a virus. It's just gonna send you to that um for a Zoom meeting. Oh duh. Now that I figured up, now that I figured out. I mean, I can't do it as. Yeah, we'll just do Discord. All right, let's do it. All right. Okay, cool. That's what we'll do. See, I'm still new at this whole. I'm getting a call though. How's it going? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hey, what's going on? My name is Jose, man.
How's it going, my man? You having a good night?
Yeah, I'm having a great time. I'm watching you live right now, so
Appreciate that. All right.
straight from LA, and my question to you would be like, in the end for next season, bro, like, what would you say that whether that fool Watson comes over here to LA or somewhere else? What would you say he stays? Like, will he stay on the AFC or will he come to the NFC and play over here with the 49ers or whoever?
So you're asking me if he goes to the West Coast, which team does he go to?
No, like just in general, like at the end, because I know right now everybody wants Deshaun Watson in their team. You know, like he's a hot topic. So, but like in general, like where would you think like he will go? Like, will he stay in the AFC or will he come to the West Coast and play in one team over here?
Um. Okay. So you're. I'm sorry. I just blew everyone's eardrum out. Apologies. Uh. So okay. So I think personally, I think he would probably, if he were to go anywhere, I think right now, I hate to say it, but I think the 49ers are the best option for him, and not necessarily for him, but I think they have the best package that they can offer. Because I think that they ultimately could trade Jimmy Garoppolo, and Casario had Garoppolo when he was with the Patriots. So I think I'd definitely look out for them. Obviously the Chargers out of the equation, because they have Justin Herbert, the Rams. But aside from that, I mean, maybe the Raiders, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I think probably the 49ers, I would say.
Yeah, I see that. I see that happening too.
Yeah, now let me ask you a question real quick. What is your favorite thing when you're watching my live stream? What's one thing that sticks out that you like that I do that maybe no one else does?
No, well, apart from the like your interaction with the comments, I feel like that's one thing. It's a big thing, you know.
No, I hear you there. It's really important to me, obviously, to have that interaction with the fans and with the supporters, and it means a lot. So, hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. We're gonna switch over to Discord, and I'm gonna try to get a bunch of people in the last let's say we'll go until 11:10. So I have 8 more minutes. So appreciate you, my guy. You stay safe, okay? Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother. Later. All right. So we're gonna hop off Zoom. We're going to, let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna go on Zoom. Well, okay, so the reason it got really loud, and I apologize for that, I have to turn up the gain for um for you, because okay, so like you're not, like, I was trying to figure out how you would come through my application on Streamlabs, but I don't know how, I mean, I don't know how to get that going. So for now, I'm basically blaring my volume on my MacBook, but I have a dynamic microphone that's not picking it up. So I'm cranking the gain up so it will pick up the sound. Okay. So we're going over to Discord. All right. Everybody in the Discord. I'm going to drop a thing here. Hold on one sec. Okay. That's the Discord link. You all can join. We'll have some fun with this thing. I do play Madden. So Kevin Porter Jr. is being traded to the Rockets. Breaking news. All right. He was on Instagram earlier. That's how I know. All right. Well, okay, so okay. He can't be cut because he's a free agent. So they're saying that they're not going to retain him. He's gone. Where y'all at? Sure, everyone's telling me to go on the Discord channel, and here no one is. Come on, folk. Hmm. Did everyone just get disconnected? I mean, we have 96 people in the thing, and no one's saying anything. Let's see here. All right. Well, no one is hopping in the Discord to do the live call in thing, so I think I'm gonna call it a wrap. Um, let's see. I heard something. Oh, AMA Rampage. Hold on 1 second. Okay, output device. Built-in output. How was that the case? Huh. Um. Yeah, I get that. I all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um. Right now, I'm trying to make it so. Okay, so the input. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm just trying to the default built-in output built-in. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. What is up, my man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, my man.
My question is, why have we given up on golf so quickly?
It's a good question. So I think the thing is, AMA Rampage is, when you look at Jared Goff, you look at the contract, you look at what he did in 2017 and 2018. I think he got extreme hype after that, and I think part of the problem is Sean McVay wants a mobile quarterback running his offense, and you could tell because once John Wolford took over, everything changed. We were never hearing about quarterback controversy. We were never hearing about the idea of benching Goff. But once Wolford came into the picture, everything changed. So I think that's part of it. Another part of it is the fact that everyone kind of realizes that this team could have made a Super Bowl run. This was a team that had the best defense in all of football, and had very, very talented pieces on the offensive, front. When you have guys like Robert Woods, Cooper Cup, Tyler Higbee, Cam Akers, Andrew Whitworth, what have you, you're expected to win the Super Bowl when you have all those guys. And so I think ultimately it went away from, we're just excited to be in the Super Bowl in 2018 to once that happened, it was all right, get back because this team is good enough. They're spending the money, they have the talent. And with Sean McVay in like this organization, I feel like people just kind of got over the whole, idea of just being complacent and being like, well, we used to be 4-12, so this is good to be 8-8. So that's kind of where I think people are at, and that's why people have kind of given up on Goff so quickly. For me, if he started next year, I wouldn't like hate it. I personally have other options that I prefer, but I wouldn't hate Jared Goff starting next year. And I thought he had a valiant effort in the Packers game, but um, I think there's a good chance he's played his last down as a Ram.
Because I'm in the mindset of like, I understand Trey Lance might be a good option underneath the Sean McVay offense, but just what you're giving up for a rookie, really, and I don't really see him succeeding or doing even better than Jared Goff. I think that you should bring in another quarterback that would kind of push Goff to his limits, and then you could go from there. I don't think you should just sell the house for a rookie quarterback.
No, and I get that. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do. I think really the point of the rookie quarterback is the fact that you have John Wolford. You can run your offense the way that they would probably run it with Trey Lance with John Wolford. So what I was proposing is that they trade up, they get Lance, and essentially they restart. And what they do is they get out of this deal now. They move Goff, they take the $22 million cap hit, and then they're out of it. They're going to pay him dead money, later on, but it's not as much. And so you get out of this, and then you can go back to the recipe of success and winning in this league. And that ultimately it comes down to having a rookie quarterback. There's a reason the Seattle Seahawks haven't won since they had Russell Wilson on a rookie deal. There's a reason why the Rams haven't been in the Super Bowl since Jared Goff was on that rookie deal. When you have the rookie deal at quarterback, which is the most expensive position in all of football, you're able to, shell out money to get guys like Ndamukong Suh, get guys like Aqib Talib and, Marcus Peters, guys that you normally wouldn't be able to afford if you had a franchise quarterback. So I do think, by getting Trey Lance, you kind of go back to, you go back to square one. And ultimately, if you decide if Trey Lance is worth keeping, if he looks good after, say year 5, because he's going to have his 5th-year option if he's a first-round pick, which he will be. So if you were to draft Trey Lance, year 5 comes around and clearly this guy looks like the next Patrick Mahomes or like Josh Allen or somebody like that, you're going to want to pay him, and you can. But if you're going to, say, well, he didn't live up to the hype, then you can, you can do it all over again. And so I think with Sean McVay, when you have an offensive mind like Sean McVay, you have the ability to, kind of go every 5 years picking a quarterback in the first round if you really wanted to. Or you could honestly just run this offense with Wolford, and I think you win 10 to 11 games. So the big thing with Goff is that he turns the ball over too much. He's had 39 turnovers in the last 2 years, and I think people are really tired of that. He's a slow mental processor. And at the end of the day, he has poor pocket presence and it's very inconsistent. When he's on, he's on. And I'm not gonna say he's not. But those are the issues with him. With Trey Lance, he's got phenomenal pocket presence. He's a runner. He's mobile. He can run, move on the fly. He can improv. He could do that all. And then so can, of course, Wolford. So that's kind of the whole thing there. Plus the quick release with John Wolford, whereas Goff kind of has to really crank it. There's a lot there, but that's the whole. That's my rationale for that.
Because Trey Lance looks like a good prospect, but just like there's been the Ryan Leafs in the NFL, there's been the Kellen Moores. There's they look good in college, but they don't live up to the hype. So it's kind of like a huge risk, I say, But like, if you could get Trey Lance, you could get Deshaun Watson, can't you?
So if you could get Trey Lance is probably going to cost you at most two firsts. So maybe the Rams they get into the first round, say they get a second and a third for Goff, right? They get a second and third for Goff. They trade into the first round, and then they have to give away another first to trade up. And in doing so, they trade away two firsts to get Lance this year, so they give up next year, but they keep their second round pick and their three third round picks. So you get Lance, you get to keep all your picks, and you get rid of Goff's ridiculous, it is not ridiculous, but obviously fat contract. Um, to me, that is doable. With Watson, it's doable, but it's harder because you have to trade Goff and you have to package not just, maybe two picks or not just one pick, but you might have to package three first round picks and you might have to package some players as well. It's definitely easier to go to the Trey Lance route. The reason I say Trey Lance and not Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and all those guys is because one, I feel like Trey Lance, when it's all said and done, could end up being my number one quarterback in this draft. I love him. But number two, I think ultimately the fact that he only played one game this year, as a, what do you want to call it, in a showcase game, because of COVID, I think that's a huge thing because he's only played one game. And I think a lot of, with everything kind of up in the air with the combine and everything, I think it benefits Zach Wilson's of the world, who everyone watched on TV. BYU played an entire year. I think it benefits a Justin Fields who played in a national title game. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence. And I just feel like it actually, really hurts Trey Lance. You could argue it helps guys like Kyle Trask, who I'm not as high on, but he played, and Mac Jones as well. So I think it'd be easier to obviously get Trey Lance, like a lot easier. Watson is possible. I think Lance is likely if they're willing to shell out the picks, then I think they can get him.
So you think Jared Goff is the ceiling?
Do I think Jared Goff hit his ceiling?
Yeah.
Um, so no, because I think Jared Goff was at the pinnacle of really finding something special in 2018. Right going into the Kansas City game, we were talking about a player that I think at that point he was a top 6 or 7 quarterback in the league. We'll throw the scheme out the window. We'll throw, being a system quarterback out the window. I think at the end of the day, that's what you were looking at. And so, um, that was kind of my thoughts on that is that I felt like he was getting there. And then for whatever reason, he fell off after that game and he has not recovered. And he has never really shown the ability to go back to where he was. He's had moments, but he's still too inconsistent for my liking. But I don't feel like his ceiling has been met. And I do question whether or not McVay is holding him back and he's holding McVay back. And that's why I almost want, for Jared Goff's sake, to give him give him an option to go to, say, Indy, get a run game with Jonathan Taylor. Not saying he doesn't have it with the Rams, but Jonathan Taylor had 1,000 or 1,100 yards or whatever. Get him a young receiver in Michael Pittman Jr., T.Y. Hilton, a lot of cap space where you can get other weapons like a Will Fuller. And then that offensive line, that's impenetrable. I mean, they have a great offensive line there and an offensive mind that I think was behind the whole Philadelphia Eagles explosive offense with Carson Wentz in Frank Reich. So I think that might be the best. Not everyone in the league talks in, players' years the way Sean McVay does. So I do think, and I start to wonder, I have a theory that maybe that might actually be holding him back, with all that and the fact that he's a slow processor of the game. And then when you have him, constantly trying to realize, what he's trying to do and all these, decisions he has to make at the line of scrimmage and things being, put in his ear, I wonder if he's getting flustered and it's like throwing him off.
Yeah, because yeah, I just you've been winning. What is Jared Goff, like the fourth most wins in the NFL since he's entered the NFL, I believe. The guy, you defensive way of advancing to the championship game because that Jared showed up with a broken thumb and things didn't look like they were right. Like the situation, wasn't really there for him to succeed, but he still was able to do just enough to succeed. It was just the defense that fell asleep. But yeah, you've been winning with him. I don't think it would be wise to just flat out get rid of the guy.
No, I hear you there. And it's hard because this is why I'm not like entirely sold on getting rid of Jared Goff because I thought he did play well in the Green Bay game. The defense did give that up. But at the end of the day, you could argue his play down the stretch put them in position to have to play Green Bay and to have to go to Lambeau instead of, if they win those games, say they beat the Jets, say they don't have four turnovers against, Miami when the defense dominated. Then now we're talking about the Rams playing a completely different, team. And this changes everything. So, I mean, I'm not going to say they would have beat Green Bay in the NFC Championship game, but I think that's definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, do you have any other, last second question before, we try to get someone else on here before I head out?
That's fine. Let's give other people opportunities. But it's been really fun interacting with you on Twitter and on YouTube. You bring a lot of really good insights into Rams fans, and it's just a pleasure to have you part of the Rams.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. I always enjoy interacting with you. You're very knowledgeable as well. So, pleasure on my side as well. And, I appreciate you. You stay healthy, my man, and we'll talk soon. Sound good? Thanks, brother. Go Rams. All right. So, where is. All right. Well, it got really quiet in the Discord. So, guys, make sure you sign up for the Discord. I am having call-ins and doing all that, asking questions, having people ask me questions, things along that nature. Um but that's going to do it. My back is on fire. This is not a comfortable chair. And we've been on the air for over 2 hours. So, can't thank you guys enough. You guys take care. Enjoy what's left of your Thursday night, and we're on to Friday. I may or may not stream tomorrow, but my man over here might need a break because I'm definitely feeling it in my voice. If you can't tell, my body is not used to me doing this much. Obviously, I make videos and stuff. I podcast, but this is a whole different game. Talking this much, and so. But yeah, go Lakers, absolutely. But you guys, I love y'all. You know that. All right, I think everyone's having their own little conversation here. Well, all right. Well, if I don't talk to you guys tomorrow, you can find me first on Saturday before I even stream. You can find me on the AJ Show. I co-host that with Adam Steele, who is a very awesome YouTube channel that you should check out if you're a Steelers fan or if you just like football in general. He had a pretty awesome video on Trey Lance as well. We both kind of had pretty awesome videos on Trey Lance. Also, check out my video on Trey Lance. I broke down Trey Lance. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I do follow back at JKBoganDTSN. If you want to, sign up for that Amazon $50 gift card that I've been spewing about, make sure that you follow my Twitter account at the AJ Show Live, as well as subscribe to this channel and the AJ Show channel. All right, guys, you guys take care, and we'll